Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review. Now, before I start this new movie review, I just want to let you all know that my Thanksgiving went pretty good this year, and yeah, so I've been busy celebrating Thanksgiving with my parents and family members. And of course, yeah, today is Black Friday, and I already did a little bit of early Black Friday shopping last night. Since if you guys saw my last media update, my recent one that was uploaded yesterday. So yeah, this year's Thanksgiving for me was actually it was pretty good, a little bit better than last year because my mom felt sick last year and we couldn't go, but yeah, she's feeling fine this year, and she's not as sick as she was last year. But I'm not here to talk about that. So yeah, so I'm just here to talk about a new movie which just came out on Paramount Plus, and of course I also watched it on the day it started streaming, and that's gonna be on Good Burger 2. Good Burger 2 is the sequel to the 1997 Nickelodeon movie Good Burger, and once again stars Keenan and Kel as the one and only Ed and Dexter Reed. So, in this movie takes place 26 years after the events of the original Good Burger, where Dexter Reed has quit his job at Good Burger, where he's basically trying to work as an entrepreneur, but then is welcomed back to Good Burger by Ed, of course, and then of course Ed tells Dexter Reed that Ed has a family of his own, and of course all those family members of Ed look just like him. And then together, Dexter and Ed both find out that there's this company called Megacorp that's planning on opening a whole lot of Good Burger locations, and with the employees disguised as robots. But yeah, so Megacorp is pretty much the main thing about the main conflict about the sequel, where Megacorp is led by this woman named Cat Boswell, played by Julian Bell. And so and of course she's trying to get rid of the original Good Burger, and have like a whole lot of Good Burger locations in different countries and cities all across the globe, and by Megacorp. And of course the employees will be and of course the robots, like the robot Eds, are the employees of that. So together Dexter and Ed have to do whatever they can to try and stop Megacorp from destroying their job careers at Good Burger. And yeah, and of course we got ourselves like a little sequel that brings us back memories of the original Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? But yeah, so excuse me. So I remember a long time ago there used to be a book a book sequel to the Good Burger movie, where it was called Good Burger To Go. Like it was basically like a book sequel to the movie. But then in recent years, I think a few years ago, Nickelodeon Movies and Paramount and Brian Robbins announced that a sequel to Good Burger would be made. And of course, Keenan and Kel made a reunion on all that, but also a Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon sketch. And then when I heard that a sequel was coming out, it actually kind of interested me, since recently I actually rewatched the first Good Burger like earlier this month, and it's honestly not that bad of a Nickelodeon movie. I still think the first Good Burger is really funny and hilarious. And that movie used to be one of my all-time favorite movies growing up when I first watched it on DVD like years ago. And I still think the first Good Burger is still holds up to this day, where sometimes it does, while sometimes it doesn't, but it's still a hilarious, funny summer comedy film for Good Burger. And yeah. And how does this movie play out? This movie kind of does rely on nostalgia, where it makes you where it's basically almost like nostalgia thrown into your face, like, hey, remember the Good Burger location? Hey, remember Roxanne from the first Good Burger? But sometimes the sequel does rely on nostalgia a little bit, while at the same time the story does pick up it exactly where the conflict is leading to. So Plus, I will say that the last act of the film, I will say the final battle, I thought was one of my favorite parts of the sequel, Good Burger, in this movie, Good Burger 2. I thought the final battle, I thought was one of my favorite parts of this movie, and it was definitely one of my positives I have with the sequel. But I'm not going to spoil the final battle, because if you have Paramount Plus, then you're just going to have to stream the movie and watch the movie for yourself. Pardon me. And so, and I think the cast members in this movie all do a really good job. And there's actually some celebrity cameos at some point during the movie. And yeah, we got like a bunch of celebrity cameos appearing. But aside from that, Julian Bell, I thought wasn't that bad of a villain character in this film. Like Julian Bell, I thought she did pretty good in the film. And Kel Mitchell and Kenan Thompson, they're both really good as Dexter and Ed. Like, they're both really hilarious in the movie, just like in the original Good Burger and the All That sketches. Like, Kenan and Kel are just very hilarious. And even like the cinematography works, the cinematography kind of gives you those like little nostalgia vibes a little bit for like that pays homage to like other Nickelodeon films, or rather Nickelodeon shows. And and overall, Good Burger 2 I thought was a pretty good sequel to Good Burger. While I still think the first Good Burger is still the best one, it still kind of holds up. Even though some of the original characters that appeared in the first movie didn't return, like Dan Schneider as Mr. Bailey, because we all know we all know what happened to Dan Schneider, long story. But but I thought the acting I thought was pretty good. And yeah, and it's like it has a pretty good sound. It has a pretty decent soundtrack that's kind of like the first Good Burger. But I still think the first Good Burger film still had a very nostalgic soundtrack, and I think the soundtrack to Good Burger still holds up. And oh yeah, and also I also did try the Arby's Good Burger 2 meal that contains like a burger, as well as a strawberry milkshake, and of course some curly fries. Like, if you guys see my video about that, feel like I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about the Good Burger 2 meal from Arby's. If you haven't seen the video I made, then feel free to look it up and watch it. Yeah. Yeah, the Good Burger 2 meal from Arby's was really good, and the sequel itself I thought was pretty good as well. So, yeah. So overall, Good Burger 2 was a decent sequel to Good Burger, and I'm gonna give Good Burger 2 3.5 out of 5 stars. I would rate the first Good Burger 4 stars out of 5, since I do prefer the first Good Burger over the sequel, but Good Burger 2 was still a fun enough sequel. 3.5 out of 5 for me for this one, while I give the first Good Burger 4 stars out of 5. Yeah, but 3.5 for the sequel. So yeah, if you have Paramount Plus and if you haven't watched Good Burger 2 yet, and if you're a fan of the first Good Burger, then I recommend checking out this one. I recommend checking it out. Yeah, and plus, I think this is actually the one. I think this movie is also two of the only Nickelodeon movie releases that came out this year that I do prefer the most. Because, like I said, I really enjoyed TMNT Mutant Mayhem, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I really enjoyed that one. And of course, I kind of enjoyed Good Burger 2 as well. Because so far, the only Nickelodeon movie that came out this year that I personally did not really like was Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie. And yeah, I did watch Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie on Paramount Plus, and I wasn't really a fan of that sequel. I mean the first Paw Patrol movie I thought was just slightly better, but that's not really saying much, since I'm not really that big on Paw Patrol, to be honest. But hey, at least we got two Nickelodeon movies that turned out good to me. Not only TMNT Mutant Mayhem, but also Good Burger 2. Oh yeah, and there's also one that was hardly advertised, but of course it just came out without any proper marketing, Under the Boardwalk, which I have no interest in watching Under the Boardwalk, since it doesn't really interest me. But yeah. Hey, I mean, at least we got two Nickelodeon movie releases that came out this year that actually ended up being pretty good for me. Yep, Good Burger 2 was good, and there you have it. And I couldn't really recommend it even better myself. So there you have it. All right, guys. So that's going to be it for my movie review on Good Burger 2. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.